Hey guys, I'm John Setzler. Welcome back to the Kamado Joe cooking channel. Tonight we're going to fire up our Kamado Joe and we're going to cook some really nice big fat bone-in pork chops, and I'm going to make a peach balsamic reduction to go on top of those. Should be really good, so let's get started. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to take a pan here and I'm going to put it over medium-high heat, and we're going to get our balsamic reduction started. And I'm just going to simply start out here with 1/2 of a cup of balsamic vinegar, and we're going to let this reduce for 5 to 10 minutes here to about 25% of its original volume. So we'll get that going and then we'll be back to finish it up. Okay, when we get that reduced down, we're looking for about 2 tablespoons or so of that, which I'm real close to there, so we're going to add the rest of this ingredients. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and then I'm just going to use a microplane grater, and we're going to put in a couple of scrapes of lemon zest to that, and then we're going to add about 2 cups of some roughly chopped peaches, and we're going to cook this down, and we're just going to keep stirring this. These peaches are going to give up a lot of liquid here as well, so we're going to stir this probably fairly constantly here for the next 5 minutes or so. Okay, these are about where we want them, and that's about what we want that to look like. So I'm going to turn the heat off, and I'm going to put a lid on that, and we're just going to keep it warm until we're ready to use it. I've lit a fire here in the firebox of the Kamado Joe Classic, and I've got most of my charcoal piled up to the left side there. I'm going to set the divide and conquer flexible cooking rack in place, and on the left side here I've got my cast iron grate. I've got a heat deflector over on the right, and then an elevated rack on the right as well, because we're going to sear these pork chops over here on the cast iron, and then we're going to finish them over indirect heat. So I'm going to let this grill get pretty hot while we get our pork chops ready to go. These pork chops look really nice. These guys weigh almost a pound a piece, and I picked these up at Publix the other day. They're nice bone-in pork chops. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit both sides of these with a little bit of salt and black pepper. So we're going to hit the top side, then I'm going to flip them over, and we're going to do the same thing on the back side before we take these to the grill. I'm not going to over season these because I want that balsamic peach to really shine on this. So let's take these to the grill. Okay, we've got our Kamado Joe Classic nice and hot here, so we're going to put these guys on and we're going to sear them for a couple of minutes on each side, and I'm probably going to give them a quick turn so we can get some nice looking grill marks on here. So we're going to let these go for a minute or so, and then we'll be right back. Okay, we've let these go for almost 90 seconds here, so what I'm going to do is give them a little 1/4 of a turn, and then we'll be back shortly to flip those over. Okay, we're ready to give these guys a flip, and we're going to let them cook a few more minutes on this side before we flip them over to the indirect side of the grill to finish them up. Okay, we've been going for about 3 minutes or so on the other side, so we're going to take these to the indirect side of the grill and finish them up over here until I get an internal temperature up around 140 degrees. Okay guys, these chops are ready, so we're going to take these off, we're going to let them rest for a few minutes, and then we're going to top them off with some of that peach balsamic reduction and have a taste. Okay, I've plated one of these bad boys, and I'm gonna top it off with some of this peach balsamic reduction that we made. Oh man, that's gonna be wonderful. We're gonna have a taste. Okay guys, the moment of truth here. We're gonna take a little piece of this really wonderful pork chop and have a little bit of that peach balsamic reduction on top of it. Wow guys, that's fantastic. The sweetness that comes from the peaches and the balsamic reduction, coupled with the natural sweetness of this pork, is a beautiful flavor combination. You've got to give this one a try. So give it a try. Let me know what you think. Join us on Facebook, facebook.com/Kamado Joe. Follow us on Twitter @Kamado Joe. And until next time, this is John Setzler with the Kamado Joe Cooking Channel.